which is a cave in Toledo.
It's like leather music.
It's actually I'm going out to Toledo tomorrow morning. Doing some work here and there, and part of that work involves some spelunking, but not anywhere near the spelunking, the deep emotional spelunking of John Dorsey's poetry. Some may say that, you know, he doesn't deserve to be up here reading. And I would say to that, you're fucking wrong. And so for a man who needs no introduction, and he does need no introduction, let me just introduce him. This music stand says Manhasset. Is that part of Massachusetts?
No, actually it's on Long Island.
Long Island.
Suburb.
So anyway, there are many Long Islands. There are not many Long Islands in Toledo. There is a river, though. It's the Miami River? The Maumee River? That sounds close. The Miami River is down by Cincinnati.
Because they couldn't pronounce Miami.
Right. So they pronounced it Miami. And then eventually that came down to Maumee. Because we like the wah sound in Ohio. But don't get me wrong, Northeast Ohio and Northwest Ohio are two different places. Two very different places, two very different geological places, two very different theoretical, philosophical, poetic places. I don't know why Steve asked John Dorsey back. I think it was probably because he's a pretty fucking good poet. I personally am kind of made a little uncomfortable just by his presence in the room because of some of the intimate moments that we've had together.
There were many.
Some.
You promised not to tell.
Some were many, some were few. That's the good thing about a relationship. Yes. Well, that's a good thing about a relationship with a man wearing a leather jacket and a man wearing a very sporty blazer in spring. Because spring is the time for sporty blazers, as is April the time for poetry. And before we get too fucked up on drinking the beer from the Literary Cafe, before we lose ourselves in ourselves and forget our heritage like John Dorsey, who is our heritage for the moment, before we decide to go into the night blind drunk, running away from dogs and cars and John Dorsey, when he is blind drunk and running into you, and Dan Provost throwing cats and pieces of 3-day-old pizza out of his truck as you walk down the street. I just want to share with you something that John and I shared together. It was a special night after the last poetry reading that I ended up sleeping on John Dorsey's proverbial floor, which is his belly. And while sleeping on his belly, I heard things in his belly that you shouldn't hear, but yet I found it interesting that the gastric gas noises of this next poet's intestinal cavity recalled something in me that changed my life forever for the better. And that has to do with climbing Mount Rushmore on the face of each of the presidents. Very carefully placing your hands and feet in the orifices of Abraham Lincoln, of George Washington, of Teddy Roosevelt, grabbing the proverbial eyeglass piece of Teddy Roosevelt's glasses, and if it's a monocle, of his monocle, and then cantilevering yourself upside down over the nose to be found immediately in the arms of John Dorsey, who's standing at the top of Teddy Roosevelt's head, tells you you are as beautiful as the white marble that backgrounds a single violet in the Dakota afternoon. I don't think he wrote that in a poem. He should have. And if he did, he should give author credit to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome back one more time, and maybe another time, and then maybe another time after that, from Toledo, Ohio. We love him. Our last poet, one of our last features, Paul Skirm, loves him, and he didn't make it. Even though he said he was going to make it. Remember that, John? And then tell him that I said that, and he can watch it on video. Ha! Give it up for John Dorsey, you asshole!